No funny intro today, it's sunny as fudge, it's the weekend and I'm out here doing another review. You bitter little reviewer. Damn straight, let's do this. So hello and welcome back to another video on this absolutely fantastic day in my wonderful Isle of England and Shire. Before I get into it, if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do, and if you like the video, drop a like. Really do do it, because it helps. I don't know why I'm talking so high. So the Black Keys are back with their 9th studio album and their first album in 5 years with Let's Rock. Of course, the Black Keys being Dan Auerbach, is it? Auerbach, and Patrick Carney. I think they've been friends for a while or summit. Somebody biking over there. Stick to the point, Ben. You're out here. Have purpose, vision. Go on, clarity. Go on, go. You can do this. Okay, just very quickly before I get into the review. Patrick Carney called the album an homage to an electric guitar, not to an electric guitar. I think he meant electric guitar in general, you know, but sort of as a... and said that the band took a simple approach to its recording. I'll be the judge of that. And also it's worth mentioning that the album cover and the album name came about where I think it was, I'll read this, let's not get this wrong. Apparently the first person in Tennessee to die by electric chair, apparently before they switched it on, uttered, "Let's rock." Probably how we all want to go in a way. How true that is, I don't know, but it sounds pretty good. Enough of the fudge, let's review. First up we have I don't know why I said it. First up we have Shine a Little Light. After a brief intro we get a boogylicious riff. Hints of AC/DC chordage for sure. Which got me really excited, but then it kind of went into this middle of the road kind of, you know, Eagles at their lightest kind of a bit. Well put then, well put. That kind of spoilt it for me a bit. I had this real nice riff at the beginning and then it just kind of went, eh. Do you feel like you're the only one living on a prayer? Have you ever tried to love someone who wasn't even there? Yeah, many times. I really enjoyed the riffage when it was there on this, but the verse section just kind of left me a bit meh. Next up we have Eagle Birds, and I suppose there are birds known as eagles, so there would be eagle birds. Would that be right? This was the second single to be released from the album. It's a straight out blues song with some really blissed out fuzz riffage and some simple rhythms. See twin eagle birds up in the tree. I literally looked at the only point where there's no tree. One for you and there's one for me. When we thought we might be losing our minds, we saw the signs. Not a bad tune, this one at all, and had a really particularly catchy chorus, though I'm not sure about the grammar. Don't nobody wanna be lonely. Everybody ought to be loved sometime. A strong song with a really decent guitar solo in here, despite its poor wordage. And also a definite nod towards ZZ Top, ZZ Top, ZZ Top, ZZ Top, ZZ Top, ZZ Top, and it's ZZ Top. Next up we get the first single to be released from the album, Low High. And apparently when this single was released it actually made history by topping the Billboard's mainstream rock, adult alternative songs, rock airplay and alternative songs charts simultaneously, making it the first time any song has reached #1 on all 4 formats at once. Well, I bet they feel smug. Spirit in the Sky was the first thing that I thought of when I heard this fuzzed out riffage, again with a hint of ZZ Top, ZZ Top, ZZ Top. And the opening vocal line brought to mind the Stooges' Down on the Street. Out on the limb in the wind of a hurricane. Down at the bar like a star in the howling rain. Don't know if, does that make sense? But yeah, pretty cool tune. Next up we have Walk Across the Water. This one goes in a more slower, sultry direction with some sentimental lyrics. Possibly an emotion known as love. I know nothing of this feeling. Rivers run into the ocean. Oceans run into the blue. Look around at all the commotion. Then I walk across the water for you. I feel nothing. Kind of reminded me of a slower Eagles, that being a slower version of the Eagles, and a touch of Little Wing Hendrix. These references are getting confusing. Next track is Tell Me Lies. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. This one had me yet again thinking of the Eagles, but mixed in with a touch of the Mac. Fleetwood that being, although that might just be the title that's making me think that. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. This one left me feeling pretty underwhelmed. Not a bad song particularly, but not one that I could really see me returning to either. Forgettable. What? I don't know. Next up we have Every Little Thing. Some tasty guitar in this one. Found there were actually some hints of Sabbath in the riffs in this one, along with the other influences aforementioned. A tale of someone with dark secrets, maybe. Or maybe someone who's like organised a secret birthday party and is like trying to hide it from somebody or something. When you look into the mirror, do your secrets start to show? You've been holding on to something that you wish you didn't know. Every little thing that you do is always going to come back to you. I really enjoyed this one. I still reckon it's about a birthday party. Next up we have Get Yourself Together. Wise words. A very bluesy country number with a yet again another ZZ Top feel. ZZ Top, ZZ Top, ZZ Top, ZZ Top. Some decent enough playing in this one. Next up we have Sit Around and Miss You. Again, another one I was a little more underwhelmed with. Not a bad song, but kind of one that passed me by. This one actually reminded me particularly of One of These Nights by the Eagles. This song was just a bit, okay, yeah, no, it was, yeah. Next up we have Go, and this was the third single to be released from the album. And this is a much stronger song. You can totally see why this was released as a single, as with the other two. You can almost feel the sunshine and happiness. I know naught of neither. A particularly catchy bastard chorus as well. They gotta go, oh, oh, oh. They gotta go. Was that the original or your rendition there? Because that was good. Next up we have Breaking Down. The riff on this one started out with a real Eastern tinge. Had a bit of promise of going in a different direction, but then it kind of went back to the middle of the road boring Eagles. The things did amp up nicely in the choruses. When your heart's been aching, when you can't escape it, don't you feel like breaking down? Nope. Next up we have Under the Gun. The riff in this one kind of reminded me a little bit of All Right Now by Free. It had a real good stomp to it, this one, that I actually enjoyed quite a lot, and had a really good chorus again as well. On the road, but I'm on the run. It ain't no fun when you're under the gun. I'm walking backwards for reasons only known to myself. We made a deal, but the dealer won. And I'm under the gun. I'm doing the walking backwards thing again. I don't know why. Strange that, wasn't it? Good tune though. Really enjoyed this one. And then we get to the final track on the album, Fire Walk With Me. More than a hint of country in this one. I can almost picture the line dancing. You always do that. I like it, and I'm not ashamed. I didn't expect you to say that. Maybe you don't know me as well as you thought. It would certainly seem that way. Indeed. Okay then. I didn't find this one to be a bad song, but it seemed like an odd one to finish the album on. It just kind of didn't have anything to it. Didn't really have any punch to it. You know, you expect a real strong closer, and this unfortunately wasn't it for me. And that's the album. And in terms of a score, I'd give this a 6 out of 10, I think. I think what I was saying about the last song there kind of sums it up for me, and there's not necessarily bad songs. It's more just okay songs. There is some really good stuff. The singles, as I said, I could see why they were the singles. They worked very well. If these songs happened to be on, I'd probably happily listen to them. I didn't find it a bad listening experience at all. I think the problem I had with it was it was just kind of, I don't see me going out of my way to listen to this album or a lot of these songs again. I said earlier that Black Keys are a band that I've not really actually bothered listening to that much over the years. I've always wanted to check them out, but for whatever reason I've never really bothered. And this album certainly isn't the one that's kind of made me want to check them out. You know, I have no doubt that they're popular for a reason. They're clearly decent songwriters, they can clearly play, and I'm sure they've got a lot to offer, but this album just kind of was meh. That's what I keep coming back to. Meh. 6 out of 10. Meh. Well, didn't that go on? So, that was the review. Let me know your thoughts on the album. Maybe you think I'm out of line. Bring it. Once again, if you did enjoy the video, make sure that you like it, because it really does help to boost the videos. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you do subscribe, because that once again helps as well. And leave a comment, let me know what you thought. But for now, I'm going to go and enjoy what's left of this glorious day in my fine isle of Englandhamshire. That probably would have been a nice smooth way to have ended it there, but I just ruined that.